Hi everyone, this is Lori here from Lori Hooks. So I'm recording this on Friday, January 28th, but I don't think it's going to get posted till Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to angle my window is that direction, so it's causing a shadow with my glasses, but this is the way that is for today. So I wanted to talk about Tunisian crochet and learning and first impressions. So I had never done Tunisian crochet before, and at the beginning of January I wanted to do like a year-long project. And at first I was thinking I would do a temperature blanket, but I didn't really feel like buying a whole bunch of different colors, and I do have quite a stash of like rainbow colors, so I was thinking about doing it, but I was worried about the time commitment, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted something that long, although I know there's lots of different things you can do to shorten it or different styles and stuff. But I was still thinking about the temperature blanket, and then I saw the post from Jayda at Jayda and Stitches about her 2022 Tunisian calendar cal, and I do not know how to do Tunisian crochet, and I wanted to learn, so I thought, well, it's a good opportunity. It's a square month, so it's not a huge commitment, and I thought it would be fun. But I did not have any Tunisian crochet hooks, so I had to buy some. So I watched the beginning part of Jayda's video, and she recommended a few different options of hooks and provided some Amazon links. And so I went on Amazon and decided to buy, after looking around, decided to buy one of the ones that she had posted. So this is the ones that I purchased. They're in this lovely dot packaging, and it has two zippers. I'm going to open both zippers now so that you don't have to listen to it again. But on the one side, you have your Tunisian hooks, and then it's got enough room here that if you like to keep your hooks in a case and you don't have ergonomic hooks, they would probably all fit in here. And then it came with this package of stitch markers and some needles. Now I believe these curved needles are quilting needles, but I'm not really sure. Sorry, these aren't needles. They're like little hooky things. I don't know what you use these for. I don't think they have anything to do with Tunisian crochet, but I'm not sure. One of these little round row counters, and then some regular plastic needles. And that one's that pocket. Zipper, and so it's got like these flaps that you put your hooks in, and the flaps can go over top, and same with these. And then it also came with a measuring tape. The picture, I think it was a red one, but I got green, and these safety pins, which I don't think you use these for Tunisian, but maybe you do, because I've never Tunisian crocheted before. My dogs are outside and they want to come in right now, so just a minute. Okay, so I think I last finished with measuring tape, and it's got these cool little scissors, these little snipping ones, which I think these are cool. And my Sophie and Molly are right here in front of me. If you see their little noses. I shouldn't say little, they're big noses. And it comes with this, and again, you're not going to get an accurate measurement on a crochet hook with these. So the ruler is useful, but the holes, I'm not really sure. And again, on this side, it's got lots of storage. I'm just putting the measuring tape away. It's got these things here, and maybe your ergonomic hooks would fit in here, I'm not sure. And again, a flap that holds it in on the bottom. And it's got these very big pockets on the other side. So yeah. So I'm going to go back to the hooks and I'm going to talk about them for a minute. So I use the 5.5 millimeter and I use the 6 millimeter. And I started out with the 5.5 millimeter and I used it for starting this dishcloth. So this is Bernat Handicrafter in the color Marble Print. And I started this dishcloth in the 5.5 millimeter. And now I didn't pay a lot of money for this set. So my expectations need to lie where and how much money I spent. So this set was $33 Canadian. So that's what, 22, 25 US, I think, around there. But I've used the 5.5 millimeter just to make this. And my Tunisian square that I started for Jayda's pattern, I think I only did like 2 or 3 rows and decided that it wasn't big enough, so I tore it out and frogged it, started again. But my point is, look at the writing for the size. So we can get it to focus. You can hardly read it. And this is the 6 millimeter. It so far is okay. I'm sorry, my hand is shaking. So I think what I'm going to have to do is put some clear nail polish on the sizes for all these, because otherwise the size is going to be gone. And so those are those hooks. And so some comments about the hooks. Now again, this is my first time doing Tunisian crochet, but something just in my experience about hooks. So if I get out some of my hooks that I have, I like keeping my hooks in a cup. So these are my hooks that I don't use. Well, if I don't have one of my clovers handy, these are my non-clovers. And I have a variety of different types of hooks in here, but the ones that I'm going to mention are on Amazon. They sell those cheap ergonomic hooks. They look a lot like clovers, and the set is fantastic for a beginner crochet. It's beginner crocheter, I would say. I've forgotten how much the set was, but I'm gonna guess it was around $20. And it came with something like 9 hooks, like a lot of variety. Now I have more than one set in here, so maybe as you can see, it's very full. And I really liked these hooks as a beginner. I probably used them for the first year that I was crocheting. And my only complaint was about them is that they have aluminum shafts, but they are not as slippery as a clover. I like the handles. I find the handles very comfortable, but they are not as slippery as like a clover or a tulip is. And that was a reason why I bought more expensive hooks. Some people I've heard say that the hook has come out. I have never had that issue. And just so you know, in terms of other hooks, I have a Furls. This is a Furls Odyssey, and this is a G hook, which I believe a G is a 4 millimeter. I never refer to my hooks in letter size. I always refer to them by number. That's the way my brain thinks. So yeah, whenever other people in their video refers to them as letter size, I have to get out my hooks and look. But I bought this Furls Odyssey thinking that I was going to love it. And I use pencil grip. So a comment. I am left-handed. I crochet with my right hand. I learned to crochet from my grandmother, who was right-handed. Now, the only thing I really do left-handed is write, and I can eat with both hands. I can use like our scissors in our house. Now, as a family, all of us are also left-handed. My husband is left-handed. I don't know if we taught our kids to be left-handed. Like my mother, she thinks that she taught me to be left-handed because she is left-handed. She says that when my brother was a baby, my brother's older than me, she made an effort to make sure that she always put the pencil in his right hand, she put the fork in his right hand, etc. I did not put an effort to do that. You know, whatever hands my kids wanted to take things in, I didn't care. So I don't know if that's why my kids came out left-handed, but both of our kids are left-handed, and my husband and I are left-handed as well. But we have right-handed scissors in our house. My daughter can't use almost every pair of scissors we have because she can't cut with her right hand, whereas my husband and I have no issue at all using scissors with our right hand, and we do almost everything with our right hand except for we both write with our left hand. My husband always eats with his left hand, but I can, if I'm sitting at a table and it's more convenient for me to eat with my right hand, I will. If I just feel like eating with my right hand that day, I do. It doesn't bother me. I can switch hands, it's not an issue. But anyway, so I don't know if, because I crochet with my right hand, I don't know if that is the reason why when it comes to other things, sometimes I have trouble getting my hand to work the way that I want it to. So like I use pencil grip, and this froze hook, it just feels massive to me. Now, if I was to hold it with knife grip, it feels very comfortable, but in terms of a pencil, it does not. It feels awkward, and it feels very fat, and I wouldn't want to use it. Whereas my clovers and these ones, they are comfortable in my hand, and that's the way that I like them. So the reason why I was brought this up was, as I was saying, these cheaper hooks, they feel a little bit rough, and these Tunisian hooks that I've purchased, they feel a little bit rough too. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that afterwards. I'm going to put these ones away. In terms of the hook part itself, it's a lot like, I'm just going to try to find one that's the same size. This is a 5.5. So this is my 5.5 millimeter clover, and I've got the 5.5 millimeter Tunisian hook. It's kind of focusing. They're a lot like each other. So I just find that the hooks, I'm not sure if it's really because it's not slippery or not. As I said, I've Tunisian crocheted, you know, a quarter of a dishcloth and a quarter of a square. So I don't have very much experience yet. So I'm not really sure if the fact that it does not feel slippery, like not slippery like a clover does anyways. So I don't know if that's really going to affect things, but if that is something for you, you might not want to buy these hooks. And in terms of Tunisian crochet itself and learning, I think Tunisian crochet is not going to be something I will ever be able to do a lot like I do with regular crochet. I don't know if it's the way that I sit, it's the way that I hold the hook, but I can Tunisian crochet for maybe, I did for the entire evening the one day, and then my elbow and my wrist were a little bit sore the day afterwards, and it's, I don't know if it's because the movement, it's not, you know, my muscle memory is not there yet, but it's not, or whether it's because it's not an ergonomic hook, or because you have to use a knife grip, you can't use a pencil grip. Maybe it was that, I don't know, but I don't think I could Tunisian crochet for hours like I do regular crochet. But I did enjoy it. I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it feels on the back, and the fact that it's got, what do you call it? Bumps. It's not what I mean, but you know what I mean. I like that about it. I really love the way that it's coming out so far. I'm sure, I mean, it's curling, but once it's blocked, it's going to be fine. But yeah, so that is my first impressions on Tunisian. So if you have some severe wrist, elbow issues, I don't know if Tunisian would be for you, but like me, you could always get some cheap hooks and see whether you enjoy it. But one thing I was thinking about this was, and with talking to others, I think that if you have a knife grip instead of a pencil grip, I think it puts less stress on your hand and your arm. Maybe not in terms of Tunisian because of the length of the hook and the fact that you have to kind of hold the weight of your work. So the situation is not quite the same with that. But I think in general, the knife grip, because you're not holding it so tightly like this, I think that the knife grip in terms of stressing your hand would be better. And the other thing was, I find it uncomfortable holding my stitches. So if you like holding your hook down here for Tunisian crocheting, you have your hand on the stitches. I should have left my my project on the hook to show you. If you have never Tunisian crocheted before, when you go the one direction on the row, you put all your loops on the hook, and when you go the other direction, you take it all off. So before I put it away that day to make sure, because I was worried about my project sliding off the hook, so I had made sure that I was that I crocheted my loops off before I put my project away for the evening, and just put a stitch marker in it, which is the way that I usually put my projects away at nighttime, or whenever I'm done crocheting for that time period. But I've forgotten what I was getting at now. Terrible. I don't know. I think I was talking about how my hand on the stitches don't feel comfortable. Now when Jayda does her video, you can't see your other hand, so it's got to be down here when she's holding it. She's got to be going like this, I tried to do that, but I thought that was more stress on my wrist and my elbow, so now I was trying to avoid it and holding it up here. But we will see how time goes through the squares and whether or not I get more used to Tunisian. In the meantime, I really like how it comes out, and I think I will continue to do it and continue to do it after I do my 12 squares. We'll see. But I love the way it comes out, and that's probably the reason why I will sacrifice the way that it feels and do it anyways. And that's that. So this is the set that I purchased, and if you, I'm gonna link the Amazon listing in the body, and that will be for the dots packaging. There is another case that has cats on it. I chose the dots. As you can see, I have dogs. We're a dog house, and so I got the dots rather than a cat. Although the cat one is super cute, and the same price. And these were aluminum hooks, in case you're wondering. I'm sure you can tell if they're aluminum. And that is it for my Tunisian explanation, and I hope it wasn't too... I feel like I'm very rambly and I can't keep my thoughts together today. I've kind of been like this a few days, so anyways, it is what it is. Anyways, thank you for visiting with me today. Thanks for hanging out. And you all take care. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.